Hey, what's going on, everybody? So it has been a minute, but we are back with another one. It's been a little while since we posted anything, but I promise we've got a really good excuse for that. We've got SEMA coming up. We've been really busy around here, and we've got 3 going, and we've been thrashing on those 3, and I had to make the decision that we just didn't have time to film any of it. I've gotten some bits and pieces maybe we'll throw in here, but we're leaving for SEMA in just a few days. We've got 2 of these wrapped up that are going. We've got another one over here that's going that's in the body shop. Ben's working on it now. And we're gonna see if we can't wrap these up over the next couple days. I'm gonna take you guys along with me to do it. We got a few things left to do on the OBS. I've got a door apart right now. We were just taking care of a few little things on that. We've got the Hudson that we're going to finish cutting and buffing. And other than a good detail, it's pretty much ready to go. But we've done a lot of work to that one. I'll show you what all we did. And then we've got the 49 Chevy that we did a ton of video on a while back that we did the split bumper rear section on. We've done a few more upgrades to that one, and we've got it just about ready to go too. So let's get at it. So if you follow along with the channel, I'm sure you remember this one. We did a ton of work on this truck. Basically a full build on it. It was a pre-built truck back in the early 2000s, but we had to do pretty much a full rebuild. We ended up adding the flames to it. We got it all body worked out. We got one-off custom wheels. We got interiors done. So this truck looks really cool. It's been one of my favorites. And we just shot it with Brandon for the CK Trucks magazine. So here's what we were doing with the driver door. We've got the inside taken apart. I'll go over some of the stuff that we did in here. But what I wanted to do, and we just kind of spotted in on this thing, the door handles I did not shoot. And this driver door handle had a little crack in it right at the top. Now this is, I believe, a cast. I believe it's made out of cast, so we couldn't weld back to it or anything, so we beveled it out. Basically, so we just beveled it out, did a quick repair on it, got it painted, just spotted it in, didn't paint the whole handle or anything. We'll do that when we get back. We just don't have time. So we're gonna try to get this handle back in there, and we're going to get the inside of this door back together. So one thing I was going to show you guys with this truck, because like I said, if you've kept up with the channel before, you know the way I kind of like to do things is if I'm working on something, I'll go see who else has made a video about it. What are they missing? Maybe what are they talking about that maybe we could add to it, because there's a lot of stuff already out there. One thing that I noticed was the OBS door handles. When you go to install or remove them, it was kind of crazy to me because I've put a lot of these in, and there might be a video out there that's doing it the way I'm doing it, but I could not find it. Anytime you go to put one of these in or out, they typically say you've got to remove this entire inner panel, which is normally riveted in, so you've got to drill it out. If you've got power windows, your motors on that, there's a lot involved to remove that panel and all the guts of the door just to be able to put this door handle in. I don't necessarily think it was ever designed that you had to take everything apart. But one thing that you do have to do is all of your latch assembly that's right here, if you unbolt that and just let it hang in the door, it makes life so much easier. So if you're doing one of these and you're trying to get this handle out or in and you're fighting with it, remove this latch. It's going to allow all the rods that are hooked to this door a little more freedom, and you can pull the handle out of the door and actually get to the rods to remove them. If you don't take your latch and unbolt it, you find that you cannot get the door handle out of the hole to be able to release all the rods, and you can't get your hand in there to actually get all that out too. So that's just a little quick thing to let you know, if you're trying to do it, you don't have to spend a ton of time taking your entire door apart just to install these or remove one of these. Now they're a little tricky because, you know, it's a tight spot, but I've done a ton of them, and that's what we do every time, and it works every time. So it's really simple to get these rods into place, just hard because it's a tight spot that you're working in, but you've got one rod that runs to the door lock. You've got one rod that runs to the actual door handle. So there's a clip on each one of these that's on your door handle assembly. And all you're gonna do is pop each one of the rods in through the clip. You've got to make sure, obviously, you've got those clips on there because that's what holds the rod into place. Once you've got both of those on outside the door, you can kind of tilt the handle up and it'll just pop right into place. But this is where having that latch assembly unbolted really comes into play. Once you pop it in, you just got two 10mm bolts. That's it. Now that we got the door panel back into place, we're going to reinstall our MTX 8-inch speakers. These are the PS8C 8-inch 150 watt RMS speakers. They've got a really cool twin tweeter design, which is super loud and crisp. They're already LED lit, so behind that tweeter setup there's LED lights, so you can run that off your phone, every light under the sun. Really heavy duty, super loud being their Power Sport line. Really like the way those sound because they're really loud, but they're really crisp, and I believe I'm going to continue running those in all of our builds. It also has an faceplate that's customizable, which we painted to match our interior. So we're going to get these wired in, and we're going to hop over to our sub box. One of our 10-inch subwoofers pulled out of the center console, and now we're going to do some trickery. So we're going to make these subwoofers think that they're in the perfectly built sub enclosure. So with this console, it was built back in the day with the truck, and the sub enclosure itself is actually too much airspace for those subs. We wanted to rebuild the console and we wanted to keep it with the truck. And in order to build the sub enclosure any smaller, we really needed to move where the subs were mounted, and we didn't want to do that. So we left it how it was, knowing it was a little bit too much airspace, and it still sounded pretty good, but I know we can make it even better. So typically when you see polyfill, it's used when you have a sub enclosure that's too small for the airspace you need. So you can kind of trick that subwoofer into thinking like, hey man, I'm in a bigger box, I can go boom. And it works really well. But also I've noticed when you have a sub enclosure that's too much airspace, it kind of works the same way. So we'll take the polyfill, we're going to fill it about halfway up in the enclosure. We're not going to overstuff this thing or anything like that. And I bet it totally changes what this thing does. So that's pretty much it for the OBS, other than a detail just to clean up, vacuum, polish, all that good stuff, and it should be ready to hit the SEMA floor. So I'm not gonna bore you with that stuff. We'll move on to the 35 Hudson, which is pretty much in the same boat as the OBS, but I know you guys haven't seen a lot of that, so I give you a quick tour of that car, and you can get the sneak peek before anybody at SEMA sees it. So this is a pretty cool car. I know I haven't shown it much on the channel, but if you go back and watch some of the CarFix episodes, which are on HBO Max now, you can find the 35 Hudson. It was in the same episode as the 72 Cafe bike. That is, whoop, right, hang on, right there. Can you see that? Yeah, maybe you can see that. So here's what I'm gonna do. Since I'm trying to get this video out, because SEMA is like 5 days away or something like that, and I don't really have a lot of time to sit and edit, we're gonna see if we can do this in kind of one little take. So if there's some weird spots in here, the camera turning and all that stuff, just bear with me. I don't feel like sitting down and editing. I'm being lazy right now because I'm in the SEMA thrash and I'm tired. You know, I'm sure you guys understand. So in this 35 Hudson, we started with, you know, an original car that was okay. It had, you know, like any typical of anything that old. It had some bad spots. It had some rust and all that. So we wanted to get it low. We knew that. So we started with suspension. We back half the frame. We got it really low, sitting on those 20 by 10 billet specialties, which looks really cool. So if you go back and look at the CarFix episode, you can actually see the bare metal floors where we built those, back halved it, you know, and kicked up the back section and the wheel tubs all in there. So basically all the floor, firewall, everything all the way back was brand new, all fabbed up. And then for the body, we obviously straightened everything out, kept it, you know, pretty much original as far as the body goes. Just got it nice and straight, picked a cool color that we all liked, which is kind of similar to a grabber blue, but just a little bit different, but it's got some similarities in it. We blacked out all the chrome, everything up front on the grill. We fabbed all the trim up here. We got a Blueprint 350 engine under the hood, 700 R4 trans behind that. Quick Performance 9-inch behind that, disc brakes all the way around. So should be a fun one to drive around in. As far as the interior goes, we got a little help on that because we knew we weren't gonna have time to do it all. So we had a buddy of ours down the street, Gary Sellers. He knocked out the seats for us. We had the door panels built, but he went ahead and covered those and built the armrest for us, so all that looks really good. While he was doing that, I built all of the roof panels out of aluminum, and that one back there sucked. There's a lot of contour in that. And we got all that wrapped, and that looks really good. As far as the back seat goes, since we had the tubs in the back half, we had to custom do a seat, and Gary got all that covered for us, which looks really nice. As far as the audio goes, we've got MTX, we've got a couple in the kick panels. We're running their Bluetooth unit, so we don't need a radio, just hop in with your phone. And if we climb back here, we've got 4 more MTX speakers. We've got the 6.5s and the 1/4. So sounds really good, looks really good, really loud and really clean. We've got the open roof right now, which we were gonna do a glass roof in that, but we ran into some issues which I probably shouldn't talk about here. But I'll have to say, luckily in our industry, it's the only time I've ever ran into an issue with anybody where they didn't do what they said they were gonna do. Luckily, this is a great industry, so if you're getting into it, there is not a better one I don't think you could be in. Everybody's here to help everybody out. We try our best to do the same thing. And it's very rare you run by somebody that doesn't really do what they say they're gonna do. So it's unfortunate on this, and we're having to pick up the pieces, and we've got a lot of spent money there that we shouldn't have, you know, but it happens. So for the trunk, which is a little different for a street ride, we've got the MTX Audio 10, a couple of MTX amps. I love these stainless amps. It really goes good with the hot ride, street ride kind of thing. We've got everything paneled in here, got all this routed out, looks really cool. Got the panels built all the way to the back of the car. So all that's looking really, really good. Just a cool looking car. Sit super low, be a nice driver. Really excited to take that one down the road. So now we're on to the 49 Chevy. We've got it over in the body shop. We're gonna walk over here and check it out. It's really close too. We've got a few things that we've still got to button up over here in the metal shop right now. So we've got the 65 C10 back there. We've got a Bronco that's coming up. Should be a cool one. It's dark outside and late because, you know, it's SEMA time and you don't get to go to bed. So, in the body shop, I've got the paint booth running over there in the other end, so it's kind of loud in here, but we're super close on this one. So if you guys go back and look, we have a ton of videos on this truck where we did the rebuild. We initially built this truck like 17 years ago or something like that, can't remember exactly. And the owner decided to update it, and that's when we went with the roadster shop chassis. We got it really low, intro wheels, bare brakes, stacked injection, blacked all the chrome out, modernized the interior, went to bucket seats, built the console. A lot of cool stuff in our past videos that go through a lot of detail. We did all the wood floor in it, custom stain, built the inner fenders to match the exterior fenders, did the split bumper rear section, we built the roll pan. So there's a lot of really cool stuff on this truck. We're excited to get it out there. So what we were doing now is we built a couple of panels down low, so it's too low to get under there and see, but under here, as opposed to just looking up and seeing the radiator support, the radiator, the engine and all that, we built a bead rolled panel that's painted body color that's under here now, and we did some fab stuff to the bottom of the hood so it just wasn't stock and have that pinch weld going down the center of the hood. So all that looks a lot better, and that's what I've got in the booth right now, painting that. So everything's coming together. It's looking really good. Super happy about it. So everything leaves in like 3 days, I think. So we're gonna try to see if we can get everything buttoned up, get it all loaded and get it out there. So drop a comment, let me know if you're coming. Come find me. We'll be in the MTX booth. We'll be in Vim Tools booth. 49 Chevy will be in Vim Tools. MTX will have the OBS and the Hudson. And then I've got a few appearances and things to do here and there, kind of slipping my mind where I'm supposed to be each day because it's so much going on. But shoot me a message on social media and I'll respond to you. I'll let you know where I'm at. Come by, say hello, come check out the cars, and maybe we'll see you out there. If you haven't went, you've got to go at least one time. It will blow your mind. But anyway, catch you guys later.